Good evening, folks, and welcome to yet another edition of DinamoTV, the official podcast of the St Albans Dinamo Football Club. My name is Tonchi Prusats. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you on a, wet and miserable late autumn evening. But we've got lots and lots of content tonight to warm your hearts, warm your souls, and certainly keep you entertained for the next hour or so. Tonight, we'll be hearing from one of the main successes behind last weekend's Porkfest at Dinamo, the GrillMaster himself, ROBBIE MLADINIC, man well known down at Churchill Reserve. He's going to share a few secrets about why the pork tasted so well last Friday night, what we can also expect in coming weeks and months as far as off-the-field activities at St Albans Dinamo is concerned. We'll also be speaking to the man himself, the Vice-president, John BILOS, who's bravely stepped out in front of the cameras tonight. He's going to be talking about a big fundraiser coming up over the next few weeks, over the next few months, in fact, to raise funds for an electronic scoreboard at Churchill Reserve. So we'll be hearing about that. We'll also hear how things have been going off the field in recent months at Dinamo as we gear up for the weekend of all weekends, the night of nights, the party of all parties, the Australian-Croatian soccer tournament a bit later on. Speaking of celebrations, today is the 30th of May, which is Croatian Statehood Day, Dan Hrvatske državnosti, when in 1990, the very first democratically elected parliament took over. And being a proud Croatian community club, on behalf of St Albans Dinamo, to everyone, all the Croatians around the world, but especially those in Croatia, and especially to the ones tuning into this episode of DinamoTV, a very happy Dan državnost, a very happy Croatian Statehood Day. Okay, and folks, that's not all for tonight. We'll be also hearing from assistant coach BILLY CELESKI for the first time on DinamoTV. And we'll also be speaking to the senior men's player of the week winner. And on top of that, we'll also be hearing from the under-23s coach, ADAM TENNENINI, Tuna, as he's affectionately known around circles at Dinamo. So there's a lot to get through tonight, folks. We're going to take a very, very short commercial break from our main sponsor, the I&D Group. After that, it's going to be time for a jam-packed news desk coming tonight.
The I&D Group is regarded as one of the largest deliverers of concrete structure solutions in Victoria. Formed in 1994 by Ivan and Kathy Filipovic, their passion and commitment to getting the job done safely and economically has underpinned their success in the industry. I&D partners with large-scale building and construction companies in both the private and public sectors on projects large and small. With our corporate headquarters based in South Melbourne and storage yard based in the southeast suburbs, we have at our disposal thousands of square metres of quality materials along with state-of-the-art lifting and crane equipment, enabling us to deliver the largest projects. We are committed to delivering high-quality projects by partnering with our clients and collaborating with project suppliers to ensure each job is delivered to exceed expectations. From humble beginnings, I&D now employs more than 1,200 dedicated professional and support staff, involved in a number of landmark projects right across Victoria. The I&D Group is a massive supporter of the Croatian community, backed soccer clubs in Victoria, and is proud to be the major sponsor of the St Albans Dinamo Football Club in 2024.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, and it is time for the news desk. Yes, let's start off with the senior men's and the under-23s as well. We'll go at the look at the ladder there after round 15. Unfortunately, both our senior team and our under-23s occupy second last spot on the ladder, but certainly bright days are ahead for both teams. Let's first of all talk about the senior team. On the weekend, they came up against the always difficult Avondale FC team, currently in second position, and the boys travelled to Avenger Park. Here is some highlights from the game.
Zone, so two teams at the opposite ends, but I think Avondale's on a trajectory here. A good win from the cup matches, and now got a bit of momentum going forward.
Absolutely so. We'll take you through the starting lineups here, of course. As for St Albans, of course, Cam Watson, a huge 1-0 win over Green Gully midweek in the Cup. Number 7, Alan Jerez. Number 8, Brian
Championship winning player with Adelaide United in 2016. Made the move across to Fortuna Sittard in later years. It's a nice little 1-2 with Ott, and now Yusuf Ahmed delivers for the Avengers. A name change, a number change in the starting 11 for Avondale, and Yusuf Ahmed, formerly the number 11, 41. It doesn't matter. You'll always get on the score sheet. It's back with Blake Carpenter, delivered towards a backstick, Kamara, and there is George Ott. Points towards his headband. And despite the cut to his eyes are able to see the path of the ball. Into the back of the net it goes. And Avondale remotely finding the top left corner.
Yeah, a referee today letting the game flow, which is very good. We saw Liston Diaz get a yellow card, but that was more, could have been back chat there. But really the game's flowing. A couple of mistakes there by Kamara and Bryce. A couple of turnovers and letting St Albans in. St Albans really need to capitalise and push up in that third.
Neat ball towards a Ramsey, and the shot arrives, and St Albans have an avenue back. Just as you mentioned, Peter, this game's certainly not out of the grasp of Cam Watson's side. And Joseph Kalina.
Brian Summerskill will stand over this one. Could this be the moment? It's Summerskill lofted towards the back stick, and it's going to be a goal kick. And the final whistle blown. Avondale somehow hold on to their 2-1 victory here against St Albans. It's not been easy going.
New senior assistant coach Billy Celeski. Billy, enjoying your time at the club so far?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Excuse my voice as well. Obviously, we've just finished. We've been obviously welcomed really well by the supporters, the boys. I think, you know, we've all embraced each other, and I think it's starting to show on the pitch. Obviously, the guys are putting some really good performances together now. So, yeah, we're really enjoying our time here. We've felt really welcomed, and it's just been a good time so far.
And so, a little bit about today's game. Disappointing result, but again, good performance.
Yeah, I think the first half we probably came out a little bit slow, and the message at half time was we just obviously have to up the energy a little bit, you know, defensively and going forward. And then second half, I think fair to say we dominated the game. We played majority of it in their half, but just unlucky in the end not to capitalise on some chances that we had. But I think the belief's there. Obviously, the boys have bought into the way we want to play, the kind of the philosophy and the principles that we brought to the club. So, yeah, we're looking forward to next week. And
a massive game again next week, sister club, the big derby against more Croatian neighbours from the other side of town, Dandy City.
Yeah. Look, it's a massive game, massive occasion, and it's one of those games where I think obviously a little bit of bragging rights are at stake as well. So it's a game that you want to win. Tough place to go, but I think when it's a derby, everyone's up for it. So yeah, really looking forward to it as well.
Well, welcome to the club.
Cheers.
Good stuff so far, and hopefully 3 points next week.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Now, it was Billy Celeski, the assistant coach, the newly appointed assistant coach to Cameron Watson, our head coach, and the first time he has appeared on DinamoTV with our very own Ian Burke, who's also the assistant coach of the under-23s. So if we take a look at that ladder again, as a result of that 2-1 loss, we still find ourselves in second last position. This week, an important game when we travel to sister club Dandenong City, who are at the moment in 7th spot. They are desperate for a win to keep them in touch with the top 6. We, on the other hand, we desperately need a win to get away from the dreaded relegation zone. It all kicks off at 5 p.m. this Saturday at Frank Holohan Reserve at the soccer complex there. The under-23s kicking off at 2:30 p.m. And speaking of the under-23s, they did very, very well on the weekend. A win finally after a little while. And after the game, Ian Burke caught up with his boss, I guess, the 23s head coach, Adam Tennenini. Tuna.
Here we are with 23s coach Adam Tennenini. Tuna, very happy afternoon for you.
Yeah, it was good to get back on the winners list, Berkey. We changed a few things during the week and today in terms of our formation and a few personnel changes. And they all paid off, to be honest. But the boys' attitude has been what's been lacking over the last few weeks in terms of their output. But today they're all awesome.
Yeah, and obviously an increase in intensity in the way that they played as well.
Yeah, we changed one tactic of ours, which is normally to sitting in the mid block, and we pressed them all across the park, and forced a few turnovers in our front third, which resulted in the first 2 goals. So that was really pleasing. But yeah, all the boys were great today.
And the impact of having the 2 new senior coaches, Cam and Billy, on the 23s group?
Yes.
And us?
Yeah. They come in a breath of fresh air with a clear identity of the way they want to play. That has now filtered through to us. So we've adapted a little bit and changed our formation a little bit, as I said earlier, to suit or to sort of morph what the seniors are doing. And it's paid dividends today, and we'll continue with that, and we'll see how it goes.
Right, on to next week. Time for some revenge against Dan City.
The sister club, eh? But always look forward to going down to Dandy City, because I hear the food's pretty good.
Food's quality.
Food's quality. So we'll travel to Dandy. Pretty disappointed last time we played them at home. To concede a goal in the last minute and lose 4-3, but we'll go there with a competitive squad, and we'll try and get a result there.
Right, good luck for next week.
Thank you.
And the score there was 4-1 Dinamo. Yanni Apostolikas scored 2 goals. Max Cholina 1, and Nicholas De Bono also scoring 1 goal there as well. So the under-23s obviously taking on Dandenong City. We'll bring that ladder up again. There we go. And Dandenong City are doing very, very well in the under-23s. They're at the moment in 3rd spot, so it is going to be a tough ask for the under-23s. They kick off there at 2:30 p.m. But it's also going to be a tough ask for our seniors, who come up against Dandenong City, who is in 7th spot. That game kicking off at 5 p.m. We'll pop that up again. There we go. And speaking of fixtures, earlier today, the Doherty Cup / Australia Cup Round 7 draw was conducted at Football Victoria headquarters, and we've drawn South Melbourne at Lakeside Stadium. The date will be to be announced, the kickoff time as well. If we have a quick look at all the other games as well, Bentley Greens hosting Heidelberg United, Kingston City at home to Melbourne Serbia, Oakley Cannons at home to Avondale, and Hume City taking on Caroline Springs George Cross. Boys, we've got nothing to lose. We head to Lakeside Stadium looking to cause a cup set. And the way the boys have been playing in recent weeks, certainly anything could happen. That's for sure. The women had a bye this last week, and they've slipped to 2nd spot, so to speak, behind Westgate. 2 points behind Westgate, who have not yet conceded a point this year. Our girls, 4 wins and 1 draw, sitting outright in 2nd spot. And this weekend we come up against, this Friday night, in fact, we come up against Altona City at Churchill Reserve. Kick-off there at 7 p.m. And Altona City, I think, are in 5th position. They are indeed. 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss. So a big important game coming up this Friday night for the girls. If we turn our attention now to the junior boys NPL, and the round 4 results last week, good win for the 14s. Xavier Boulos scoring the only goal of the game against Murray United. The under-15s defeating George Cross away 5-3. Lagotso scoring a goal, Mikulic scoring 2, Bazanko scoring 2. The under-16s, they had a very nice win, 4-0 away to the Brimbank Stallions, Mishkovic and Camilleri scoring a brace each. And then in the under-18s, Dinamo drew with Pascoe Vale 2 to Mesiti and Abdullah both scoring goals. We'll look at the fixtures in a sec, but let's turn our attention straight away to the ladder. Oops, that's the wrong ladder. I think that should be the... there we go. That's the one. And look at that. In the under-14s, the Dinamovci are on top at the moment. 3 wins, 1 draw from their 4 games so far. In the under-15s, the boys are currently in 3rd position. Not too bad. Our under-16s are in 5th position, and our under-18s currently occupy 4th spot. So if we go back to the fixtures and the results for the Junior Boys NPL, round 5 this Sunday. There's a couple of sister derbies happening this weekend. The under-14s kick things off at Dobson Reserve against our sister club Melbourne Knights. That game kicks off at 9:30. Then the under-15s, we're at home. Oh, that should be Churchill Reserve, not City Vista Pavilion. That's Dinamo playing Pascoe Vale. That game does kick off at 1:30 at home at Churchill Reserve. So that's going to be the curtain raiser to the under-18s, who are playing against Hume City at Churchill Reserve at 3:15. And then in the under-16s, at Dobson Reserve once again, it's the under-16s, Melbourne Knights hosting St Albans Dinamo. That game at 1 p.m. Alrighty, what's next on the agenda? The Dinamo Football Academy last Saturday held the first session of the girls-only program, and some excellent numbers turned up. We've got there a couple of photos there from the programs that were held. Great turnout. It was very, very good to see some of the senior women there, various coaches there as well. We had Ivan Mioch and Tom Pondeljak on last week's show talking about it. So very good to see all of those huge numbers and all of those people present last Saturday. There's the intro offer. If you're still interested and still missed out on last week and are interested, there's a jot form there where you can go to and register your interest. There may well still be a few more spots available. So there's 5 more sessions left, 1 hour and 15-minute sessions. So well done to all those girls. Speaking of girls at Dinamo, big congratulations to young Nikolina Kozul. She's from our under-11 girls team, and she's been selected as a goalkeeper to play in a one-off Football Victoria SAP select game coming up probably over the school holidays, I'd say. Congratulations, Nikolina. We hope you have a great time, and we are sure you will represent our club with great honour. So well done there. And finally, I guess the last thing left to talk about is the social functions that's coming up at Dinamo. Now, this is one that is locked in, but there are about 3 or 4 ready to be locked in, including the Lamb Fest, which is coming up in June. So that's going to be huge as well. Light up our scoreboard, Zabava. Now, we will be speaking a lot more about this with our Vice President, John BILOS, who's going to be coming on the show very, very shortly, later this evening to talk about the big fundraiser for the electronic scoreboard. Okay. In the meantime, we're going to take a bit of a break. That's it from the news desk. It was an action-packed news desk tonight, jam-packed with lots going on at the moment at the club. And after this short break, we'll be speaking to ROBBIE MLADINIC, who was the GrillMaster of last Friday night's Porkfest, and he'll tell us all about that. Folks, don't go away. It is the Dinamo TV podcast that you are tuning into. Last Friday night, Churchill Reserve became a haven for meat lovers from all over Melbourne when the Fox Street venue hosted the inaugural Dinamo Porkfest event. Attended by more than 200 people, last Friday night's Porkfest was a massive success and an absolute blast with the delicious finger-licking meat carvery from all 7 spits, well and truly devoured and demolished by a very appreciative attendance. Popular Croatian two-piece music duo Grupa Akord kept the party going with their fantastic live entertainment. The committee would like to extend their appreciation and a huge thank you to everyone who came out and made it a night to remember. On the back of our very first Porkfest, the club would like to give a special shout out to ROBBIE MLADINIC, Harry Dragovic and David Churchill for their hard work behind the scenes. Stay tuned, all you meat lovers, is the message from the hard-working members of Dinamo's committee. The next instalment, Lamb Fest, is heading our way in July. There we go. What a very, very successful Porkfest it was. And to tell us all about it is the GrillMaster himself, the man responsible for the succulent svinjatina, as they say, Robbie Mladinic. Robbie, welcome to Dinamo TV and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Taunchy.
Mate, from all accounts, 10 out of 10 for the chef and his helpers. But first of all, tell us how you got roped into this. How did you get involved into the Porkfest?
Look, we did a volunteering thing for Hrvatska Zora last year for their Zabava.
Yeah.
And we were cooking barbecues. All the Dinamo boys were there at the centre, Sunshine Centre. And then, we were just mucking around, cooking and just having a laugh. And then Ilya was there, the president of Dinamo.
Mm-hmm.
And we said we should do a Sveti Ilya, like a lamb thing, like what we got in Metkovic. So that's how it sort of started from that. And then we did the Sveti Ilya there last year. For Sveti Ilya, we did 10 lambs. And then we had like 10 spits out the front, or whatever it was, 7, 8 spits, whatever it was. And then, I said, I'm going to probably, the shits and giggles, I said, I'll build a trailer that can at least do 6 on it, you know?
Let's pop up the trailer itself, mate. Walk us through this. This is a work of art. This is absolutely ingenious. How did you arrive at the idea? And did you build this yourself, or did you get someone to build it for you?
Look, so I pretty much was hunting around for a second-hand trailer because to build a trailer brand new is about $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I just hunted on Marketplace, kept hunting, and sort of I come across something, and I was sort of got it for a steal. And then got it home, and then I started just trying to design how I'm going to put the shafts on, and so that's just, it doesn't just do the spits; it does a full grill as well.
Yeah.
Or you can mix and match, half grill or quarter grill, or 6 spits or 2 spits or pecker. You can do everything on it. Yeah, so it's a multitask trailer. And then I just started building all the stuff for it. So we built special rollers that sit on the trailer for the garages. Then we built like brackets for all the gradulets to sit on. Then I built a floor, like a bed with that Shamot Ziegler, which is the heated brick.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it's on 2 jacks that I can wind up and down. So when I'm doing like a rajan, I can have it lower or I can lift it up higher. So it's done it so I can do gradually and do the rajan at the same time. So it was a bit of a engineering. It was quite difficult to sort of get it all done. It's sort of a one-off thing.
Yeah, no, well done, mate. Well done. Now, you did a ripper job. Had the punters absolutely happy. And people are now, those that missed out, are talking about coming along to the next event, which is going to be a Yanya Fest or a Lamb Fest. I was speaking to Ilya earlier today, and he's suggesting it's probably going to be sometime, in July, August? Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's Sveti Ilya again. They're going to do the Sveti Lamb Fest again.
Oh, there you go. So possibly in June. So you won't have to wait for too long for it. Mate,
July.
Yeah, July. Brilliant work there. Who else helped you? Because you had a few people there helping.
We had Rob Cholina, we had Dave Churchill, we had, who else was it? Just a few of the committee guys that were there, Stepan Gal.
I'm told Hrvoje Dragovic as well, another
ladies in the kitchens helped out as well a bit, cleaning up after we were salting all the meats and doing all the stuff. But it's just good when you got a club like Dinamo and Ilya as the president. He's got a good vibe in that club, and there's something special happening there at the moment, so it's good.
Yeah, I know. We talk about Sveti Ilya, and my parents hail from Metkovic as well. And I've many times some of the greatest memories when it's those feste, those Cirkvene feste, and you go from village to village, from town to town, and you see, 10, 15, 20 lambs or pigs, on a spit lined up. And it's just something incredible that happens, I guess, not just in Dalmatia, but all over Croatia. But we had a little bit of that touch of Croatia last week. I guess the other thing that we kind of need to say is on Dinamo TV, we've got a bigger Hajduk backdrop there behind you. It can only happen in Australia, isn't it? This wouldn't happen in Croatia.
Right,
Now,
we all get together and we do things together, which is what we want. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it's all
the
about.
locals together, and
yeah, it's that
What
community,
was that?
isn't it? I go, that's what it's all about. It's that community, isn't it?
100%, mate. It's all about the community, and you know what? It's about the kids growing up. I've got young kids myself, and I wanted to experience what I experienced as a kid.
Yep.
And without us younger people trying to do the same thing what our parents done, we've got to do the same thing and follow that, tradition. And Zora, the dancing, the soccer, the whole lot. Yeah, going to church and going to Melbourne, Croatia for games, and just to the whole community. Yeah, all the way up to Dante City.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
not Geelong. So.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
So all them places has got to keep strong, and we all got to work together and keep this community alive for the future of our kids.
Yeah, no, excellent. Robbie, thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you for all your effort with the Porkfest. We look forward to Lambfest or anything else that happens as well. But we really appreciate it. And just folks that are listening to, stay tuned. There are some more exciting things, Croatian community-wise, that are going to happen at the club in the next few weeks, months. It's going to be a very, very busy time. And then it all culminates, Robbie, with the Australian-Croatian soccer tournament in late September.
That's right, mate. Look, the trailer's going to be there for the 20 as well, so it's going to be a big 4 days.
Yeah, no, it's going to be awesome. Look, I've just had dinner, and I tell you what, I'm already hungry just talking about all that. It's going to be fantastic. Robbie, thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Tonji. Thanks, Seeps, and thanks to Dinamo as well for having me that Friday, right?
Good on you. Robbie Mladinic, the GrillMaster, the champion GrillMaster from the Porkfest. You heard it, folks. He's going to be back for the Lambfest, and then later in the year for the Australian-Croatian soccer tournament as well. Don't go away, folks. It's Dinamo TV. We'll be straight back after these short messages from our... Welcome back to Dinamo TV, and as Robbie Mladinic said, well done to everyone involved and thank you to everyone involved, in fact, for who did whatever for the Porkfest. That was absolutely fantastic. And as we mentioned there's a lot happening social-wise off the field at Dinamo in the coming months. So it's certainly going to be a very, very hot winter as far as social events are being planned and fundraisers and what not. And to tell us a little bit more about what's coming up, one of the major fundraisers over the next few months, I suppose, and is the Vice-President of St Albans Dinamo, someone who's very, very welcome on this show and has already been on the show a few times, and we love having him back. It's John BILOS, the Vice-President. Good evening, John. How are you? Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, have you muted your camera, maybe? Hello?
No, I haven't.
Oh, there we go. Now we can hear you. Oh, can you hear us now?
I'm having some issues with the internet here in downtown St Albans, unfortunately, but hopefully you can hear me.
Well, we can. Yeah, now it's all good. Everything's good. John, first of all, thanks for taking some time out and coming on Dinamo TV. But mate, were you at the Porkfest on Friday? How did it go in your eyes?
Sorry, we've got some works happening at the moment. You can probably hear the grinders in the background.
Yeah.
At the perfect time. So we're actually renovating the toilets downstairs, and the noise is going absolutely wild. So I apologise for that.
Yeah, we can hear that. No, look, at least it's a sign that things are happening, isn't it? At Dinamo, that's for sure. Even late at night like this, things are going on. But yeah, the Porkfest was a huge success, and there's more planned in store for the next few months as well.
Yeah, so the Porkfest was a real hit. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks to the team, Robbie and team for doing all the hard work in the background with that. Yeah, it was an awesome night. I think the boys left at 2:00 in the morning. So fantastic for our club and obviously for our community. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the big one that's going to be happening now is the Light Up Our Scoreboard Zabava. That's for Saturday, the 29th of June. Tell us a bit more about that, John.
Yeah, so we're reaching out to all our parents, our supporters, our members, obviously our sponsors. Because we'd love to light up Dinamo with a new scoreboard. So, in recent years we've had pitch 1, we've had lights, pitch 1, pitch 3, new car park. The seating upstairs with our members area, we just renovated that now, so that's where I'm standing at the moment. We had new windows installed in the sala, and we're currently renovating our toilets. So a lot of hard work and money goes in behind running a club, and yeah, there's hopefully more projects to come. So the scoreboard would be an awesome addition to our club.
Yeah, and where are the plans to have the scoreboard? Is it going to be on the outer, on the hill? Is it going to be to the side? What are the projected plans about that?
Yeah, so up next to the Vukovar boys on the hill. So if you're if you're looking at pitch 1 from the sala to the right hand side in that corner where the Vukovar boys normally stand.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it's going to certainly brighten up the hill, that's for sure. Maybe in halftime we might be able to put a few video clips of, I don't know, Thompson or something like that, have them dancing away there as well. That would be pretty entertaining.
Apparently.
Now, I'm told that
apparently you can watch TV.
Yeah, I'm told that it's going to be very similar maybe to like what the Olympic Village has, Heidelberg has with their scoreboard, something along those lines, probably just as big, if not bigger, thereabouts or something. Yeah,
I think it's 3.2 metres wide by 2.2 metres in length. So it's quite a big scoreboard. But yeah, it'll be awesome for it. We need everyone to obviously to get to this Zabava, which is, as you know, on the 29th of June. And it kicks off at 6:30, three-course meal, as you can see there. And we're going to have obviously Major Minor playing on the night. It's $100 a ticket. And then we're kindly asking for donations. So we're looking for parents, supporters. It can be anyone. $500 donation, which is obviously fully tax deductible, or $1,000, which also includes 2 tickets to the Zabava.
Mm-hmm.
So with that $1,000, we'll include your business advertising on the scoreboard for the remainder of the season, and obviously during our massive tourney. So yeah. Get in touch. You can donate via our directly into our account, which we can share, obviously, or on a night, which would be awesome.
Yeah, so ain't no party like a Dinamo party. You're going to want to leave the kids at home for this one. I love the slogan there. And as you can see, it says, join us for a night dedicated to raising funds for an electronic scoreboard. $100 per ticket. Includes a 3-course meal, entertainment provided by Major Minor. And for bookings, text Anna on 0401 505 100. That's 0401 505 100. don't worry. That number will be plastered all over our social media pages, and you'll be able to also go back and see the phone number in our replays. But it's going to be a huge one, John. Hey, is there a target that the club sort of set itself that it wants to achieve or exceed even?
Yeah, look, it's going to cost us $40,000 the scoreboard. So if we can reach that target, that'll be fantastic. Or near about. So whatever our community can and sponsors can give.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And just remember, there's some absolutely fantastic advertising opportunities, as you mentioned, John, for any business that wants to. We're getting towards the end of the financial year, so now's a really, really good time to donate or make a sponsorship. But also, as I said, it'll be like having like YouTube right there in between matches, in between halves, and what you're not. We'll be able to plaster all sorts of advertising up there. Might even be able to have the latest episode of DinamoTV playing up there just as a curtain raiser. So you never know. But yeah, absolutely. Look, it's a great thing, and it's going to really make our complex at Churchill Reserve just that little bit more, even more fantastic than it is. But John, what else is happening off the club? I mean, there's been so much happening. It's I think I was talking to you and Ilya earlier this week. I was like, geez, sometimes you got to take a deep breath. How much is happening off the field?
Yeah, so I'm on the field as well. I mean, we've got Dandy City this week on Saturday, and then next week we've got the Knights at home. So that'll be another massive day. So we spoke about the Lamb Fest, which is going to be on the 21st of July. So that'll be a Sunday. We're at home against Oakley. So we'll do the Lamb Fest on that Sunday for lunch. So lots of things going on and off the field.
Yeah, and stay tuned for, we're still working on confirming a few other details and a few other events. But over the next 4 to 6 weeks, or maybe even earlier than that, there's going to be some lots of things happening, including one you will not want to miss. That's all I'm going to say. But it involves music, and it involves something very, very, a bit of a tribute. Let's call it that. And that's about all I'm going to say. But lots of exciting things happening, John. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. And the guys who've been working in the toilets or the bathrooms, they've been listening to you. They've been very quiet the last 10 minutes.
They've been working all hours. So they started renovating our toilets downstairs in the sala on Saturday. And we're hoping to have them finished the next couple of days. So, thank you to the boys, hard workers. But, without our volunteers, we don't get nowhere.
No, absolutely. Speaking of volunteers, we're going to have a very, very special report about our volunteers and more to do with the Australian-Croatian soccer tournament on next week's show. That the hardworking Lucy Herbolic is going to be organising and preparing in time for next week's show. So, to all of our volunteers, we certainly could not do it without you. John, once again, thanks very much.
No, thank you, and have an awesome night. Cheers, mate.
Good on you. John BILOS, the Vice-president of Dinamo Football Club. When we return, folks, after this very, very short break, it'll be time to announce last week's Senior Men's Player of the Week. There is no Senior Women's Player of the Week, of course, this week because the women had a bye and they did not play. They will be in action this Friday night at Churchill Reserve at 8 p.m. when they take on Altona City. Hopefully by that stage, the toilets and the bathrooms will all be done, ready to go as our women strive to continue their unbeaten start to the season. Well done, ladies. All right, when we return, it's time to announce who our Senior Player of the Week was last week. If you've got an idea who it might be, pop it in the chat section. Let's see if you get it right. All right, don't go away, folks. It is DinamoTV.
Westar Prestige is a family-owned second-generation business which is celebrating 50 years of operations this year. They're a specialist prestige collision repair facility situated in the western suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria. However, they service all regions in the state, with many of their clients travelling from far and wide to use their services. They're also able to provide a digital platform for quoting clients' vehicles who are unable to personally attend their premises. They're an authorised manufacturer-approved repair facilities for Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Peugeot and Suzuki, and are proud of their ongoing affiliation with these brands. They also work closely with a number of Australia's largest insurance brands who entrust them to be part of their preferred repairer network. Their support staff are always happy to assist clients from the initial process of lodging claims through to the final stages of collection of the vehicle on completion of repairs and post-repair. So remember, for all your prestige collision repair needs, consider Westar Prestige, an award-winning, long-standing Australian-owned business.
Welcome back to DinamoTV. Now, just prior to the break, we did say thank you to all of our volunteers at the club who week in, week out do such an amazing job. Big thank you also to our sponsors as well. Without the sponsors, certainly it would be very, very difficult to do what we continue to do. Now, we talked about the Australia Cup. We've drawn South Melbourne. Brenton Ray, who's an avid viewer of this show, says very likely to be Wednesday, June the 12th for South Melbourne versus St Albans Dinamo at Lakeside Stadium. And Brenton, who does a great job behind the scenes on social media with all the league results, all the NPL results, the state league results, all the news as well. He says, given the scheduling upcoming for both clubs, South Melbourne has league fixtures on the 7th and the 16th. Dinamo has league fixtures on the 9th and the 15th. So June the 12th is looking like a good date. That would be a Wednesday night. Speaking of the games coming up, we'll just very, very quickly look at the junior boys NPL again. This week at Dinamo, we've got the 15s and the 18s, while the 14s and the 16s will travel to Churchill Reserve to take on sister club Melbourne Knights. As we mentioned about the women just prior to the break, they're at home this Friday night from 8 p.m. And they're going to be taking on Altona City, who are 5th at the moment. The Dinamo girls are currently 2nd behind Westgate, and that is they're 2 points behind Westgate. And they come up against Westgate, I think it's Friday week, if I'm not mistaken. So in 2 weeks' time, that should be a huge one there at home. All right, we're going to now announce who the winner of last week's Player of the Week, the Senior Men's Player of the Week was. And who do you think it may be? Drum roll, please, and let's see who it is. And good evening to Michael Grgic, Captain Michael Grgic. Congratulations, Michael, on taking out the Player of the Week. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Yeah, pleasure to win it. Just disappointing we couldn't get the result, but what do you do? That's football sometimes.
Yeah, well, we gave Avondale a scare, that's for sure. 2-1 on their pitch. Look, mate, bit by bit since the new gaffer's taken over, Cameron Watson and his assistant Billy Celeski, we've had one triumph in the cup, and we've had very, very, very close games in the league as well. And each week we just seem to be playing that little bit better. As you said, tough to lose to Avondale, but we certainly gave them a good run for their money. How are the boys in the change room adapting to the new coach and his style?
Yeah, I think as you can see with the football we're playing, we're adapting to it slowly. It's obviously been 3 weeks, so we're just getting going, and hopefully in the next few weeks we can turn that into a win. Be nice too. So yeah, we're playing good football at the moment. Yeah, let's just continue that and get a win on the weekend. It'd be nice.
Yeah, if we have a look at some of the highlights there from last week, which we showed us as well. It's always a tough place going to Adventure Park, isn't it? But especially in recent years, they've just been so well disciplined, so well organised. Zoran Markovski, who we still like, he played for Melbourne Croatia back in the NSL days, even though he's coach now of Avondale. But he's got them really well organised. Are they the toughest team at the moment, or still South Melbourne the leader of the pack, in your opinion?
I think it's between Avondale, South and Oakley. They're the 3 toughest when you come up against them. Although we do tend to play pretty well at Adventure Park. It suits us. It's a bit like Dinamo, smaller ground, tighter ground. So it suits us a little bit. We won there a couple of years ago, so it's been quite kind to us. But yeah, yeah, them three are the tough teams to come up against.
Yeah. Well, if we have a look at the ladder now, and we'll look at that, yeah, South Melbourne, Avondale, and then Oakley, they're the top three, followed by Heidelberg, Hume City, and Port Melbourne. And then Dandenong City, they're just outside the six. They've got 8 points separating them from sixth position, Port Melbourne Sharks, which can only mean one thing. They will be desperate on Saturday to beat us. We've played them already once before, and it was quite an entertaining affair at Churchill Reserve. What are we expecting from Dandenong City on Saturday?
Just a tough encounter. It's a derby game at the end of the day, and I think they'll want to get the win. They'll want to push on towards finals, and we want to get the win as well. We want to make a statement and start turning this good football into results. So yeah, hopefully we can do that on Saturday night.
Yeah. How are the boys, at the moment? Are they pumped? Are they kind of excited about, with like I said, with the new coaching style and what you're not? Or they start to find it a little bit frustrating that we're starting to put in good performances, but it's just not showing on the park?
No, I don't think that. I think, look, we're putting in good performances, but yeah, it's going to turn into results. You just got to stick with it. The boys, everyone's got energy. Right. They're a young bunch, are energetic. So yeah, it's just a matter of time before we can transition that into a win. And I think, starting on the weekend, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, now you mentioned something about the young players. We've had a lot of young players break through this year. Who have been some of the ones that you've really been impressed with, and some of the performances that you've seen?
Josh Diven, youngster, he's come from West United. He's impressed me at the start. And Nick Morey, young boy from Shepparton. He's been doing really well in the resis, and he's reaped the rewards, and he's been given some run in the seniors. So yeah.
Now, last week, Joseph Chorlina won the Player of the Week award, and he went on to score a goal. Are we expecting you to score a goal this weekend?
Nah, I think just a clean sheet I'll be happy with.
as long as the boys win, I think that's the most important thing. Mate, well, and finally, I guess let's talk about the Australia Cup as well. That's a tough one. We've probably drawn the toughest one of the lot there. But we have to go to Lakeside Stadium. We don't know yet, but we're sort of suspecting that it could be kind of around about June the 12th, thereabouts, on a Wednesday night. What were the boys' reaction when they found out that South Melbourne stands in our way of returning back to the national stage?
I think the boys are looking forward to it. It's a good pitch to play on, so I think it should suit our style. So yeah, the boys are looking forward to it. It's not the easiest draw, but it is what it is. It's, you've got to go out there, get a win anyway. So why not knock them off if we can?
Yeah, and I guess there's nothing to lose. They're probably the hot favourites. They're expected to win. And if they lose, for them it's like, the end of the world, I suppose, because they want to return back on the national stage, I guess, with the national second division as well. But if ever there was going to be a cup set, Michael, that would probably be the one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely would be. Let's hope it is.
All right, mate. Thank you so much for rushing off the training track and joining us on DinamoTV tonight. We're wishing you and the boys all the very, very best for Saturday, and hopefully there'll be a large contingent of Dinamo fans making the trip across town to support you boys out at Frank Holohan.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me.
Good on you. Thanks, mate. Much appreciated. And that was our Player of the Week for this week, Michael Grgic. It's the second time I think he's won it this year. So Captain Courageous leading by example. Folks, that pretty much brings us to the end of Dinamo TV. Believe it or not, it was our 20th episode this year. How quickly time is flying by. Well, as we said earlier tonight, there is so much to look forward to over the next couple of weeks, over the next couple of months. And indeed, later this year, culminating in the big Australian-Croatian soccer tournament in late September. So until next Thursday night, for our 21st episode of Dinamo TV. Have a very, very good night. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next weekend. Good night.